Well, our annual pro day, and it's been a success so far. We have 17 of our outgoing seniors that are working out, plus Jordan James came back to work out, and Matt Mengel, and they've done well. And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, that all 32 teams are represented here, which is to me a really good sign of the direction of our program. But it's been a really good day. Young men are focused and working hard and doing a good job. So it's always a fun day to see the guys you've worked with for a number of years get a chance to go on this field and it's a big job interview, put themselves on display. So it's been good.
Hey, Jim, despite tack surgery earlier this month, he seemed to be climbing up draft boards, based in large part on, obviously his film, but just his enthusiasm and how he attacks the game, how he loves the game. Is that something that you saw evident the past 3-4 years with him?
Yeah, he's football is very important to Tack, and he's passionate about the game, and he's passionate about, improving as a player in every way. And I think that what happens with a guy like Tack is he's, they don't know him that well, but as they get to know him through the interview process at the combine, and then they come in for individual visits, and obviously he won't work out because of his shoulders. They get to know his personality and what drives him and how motivated he is. And they also realize, I think, that he's got a tremendous upside still. We take a lot of pride in sending guys out of here that aren't raw. And Tack, with all the success he's had here, really just kind of started playing that position. So he's still got great upside. I think that scouts and decision makers recognize that, and they love that about him.
Can you tell us about Fabian, how he's doing?
Fabian, I've gotten a ton of calls about Fabian. I think that at the combine he really opened some eyes. He ran really well. He measured well. He was, a little over 6 feet, and he was 206 pounds. And I think that I'm not sure what the verified time was. I heard it was like a 4.35, and he verticaled 38. So, all the measurables were there. And teams are looking for cover corners, and he can do that. He can line up and play bump and run and cover. And a little bit like Tack, Fabian came in here as a running back, so it's not a position that he's played a lot, and so there's still tremendous potential for him to be a great player.
Could he be a day one kind of guy who impacts right away?
Yes. Well, you mean a first round pick or a guy that can come in right away?
A guy who can come in and make an impact.
I do believe so, Sam, and it's because he's very intelligent. You hear all these acronyms, FBI, football intelligence, and things like that. But he has all those things. He understands the game. He competes at a high level every day in practice. It's important to him to be good. He's going to be very coachable. If he's in the right environment around the right players, I think he's really going to flourish immediately. And I think his long-term prospects for success are, undoubted. So I'm excited about him, and I think it's fun to see, people start to recognize what a good player Fabian is. And he's played a lot. I think it says something that he's a fifth-year senior. They like that experience too. So many kids are rushing now to get out of college and move on to the pros, and sometimes the best thing that individuals can do is stay in college and garner that experience.
Kenny seemed like he had a good day today. Ran it pretty quick. 40 times, showed some hands ability, catching the football.
He did. He ran anywhere from, I saw, every clock's a little bit different, but I saw a 4.22 and I saw a 4.33. So somewhere in there on both of his runs is what it was legit. And that's, whether it was 4.33 or 4.22, it's fast. And then he did 19 reps on the bench at 225, which, for his size is really good. And he caught the ball well. And I think he's another guy that has a lot of upside. He's just had a little bit of inconsistency catching the ball, but he's a guy that, once again, football's important to him. He knows what it's going to take to be successful, and he's willing to do the work.
When you have a guy like Anthony Barr do what he's done in the league, how does it help sell these guys down the line in terms of, their readiness to play at the next level?
Well, we take a lot of pride in running a program that prepares these guys to be great players on Saturday, and then to go to the next level and be ready to contribute right away. As you know, Sam, in this world, there's not a lot of patience. for draft picks especially. You better produce right away because they're spending a lot of money on you. And so, it's incumbent on us to make sure they understand how to study film, and they understand how to take notes, and understand the proper mindset that they have to take into account, and how they have to compete every single day and take care of their bodies. And I think we've done a good job of that. You get word back from, say, the Vikings. You're talking about Anthony Barr, and you're talking about Eric Kendricks, and Anthony, and when George Patton called and said we've never had two guys that were so prepared from day one to come in and play, I think that says a lot about the program that we're putting together.
What did you see out of Jayon today, and what do you think his potential is at the next level?
Well, I think Jayon, he had a good day. People are going to question his size. He measured in at, I think, 6'001", so 6'1 1/4, 226. So they're going to question his size a little bit, but he ran well. And when they turn on the tape, they're going to see a guy that makes plays, and he's physical. And I think that, they're going to compare him to Eric Kendricks, who's probably pretty similar in size at his pro day. And they're very similar as players and personalities. They're both great leaders, tremendous teammates, team-first guys, selfless players. When I talked to the scouts, I compared him to Sam Mills, who I was fortunate to coach in New Orleans. Kind of a guy that people thought was too small, but he got it done because he was smart, instinctive, worked at it, studied the game. And I think Jayon's got a lot of those qualities. I think that Jayon has the ability to go in right away and be an impact special teams player, and then probably grow into a nickel role, and then hopefully into a starter's role. That's how I'd see it.
Since you've been here with Daytone and Kenny Clark and Cassius Marsh and guys like that at the defensive line, how does Eddie stack up with some of those guys?
Well, Eddie's a little more like Kenny than he is like Daytone or, Anthony or Tack, an inside guy. You're going to go a little bit on potential with Eddie, I think. He didn't have the type of I guess it was going to be his junior, but ended up being his senior, that probably he would have wanted to have. But since that time, he's dropped down to about 305. I think he was 302 today. He ran really well at the combine. He's moving athletically. I think, as I talked to the scouts and personnel people today, I said, go back and look at his sophomore film when he was playing some offense, and you can see his athleticism, you can see his bend, you can see the suddenness and the strength in his hands, and those are the things that I think they'll look for. I think Eddie's going to be an outstanding NFL player because he has initial quickness, he has power, he plays with leverage. I think he can play nose and he can play three technique. And when you can do those things, I think there's a value add there. So I don't know that it matters where he gets drafted. I think he's going to have a tremendous career.